and you join me today at HQ, where we're going to be going into a little bit of a deep dive. It's going to be a little bit of a chilled, relaxed, low tempo live today. So if you like live content, you like real content, unedited content, sit down, relax, chill, because this might take a little bit longer than normal without the editing, but we're going to go into a little bit more detail, a little bit more processing. So if you're not a professional, or maybe you might be a professional, but you might be in America and you haven't really understood the garage therapy products yet. If you're a beginner, this might be interesting for you because you might want something that's a little bit more affordable when you're detailing your car. And also, if you're an enthusiast and you're just about to start your business in detailing, then this could be the video for you too. So we've got that a little bit out of the way. My name's Jonny Shiell Detailing, and I'm a brand ambassador for Garage Therapy products. And today I'm going to talk you through a little bit of some of the subject matter when we got behind us is Decon Shampoo. Decon Shampoo is a fantastic product that comes in the arsenal of a detailer, professional detailers per se, in where you can dilute this product down to many different dilution ratios and use it in many different ways to actually gear up for your cleaning your car. Decon Shampoo is basically an alkaline-based product that's going to strip off old sealants and waxes and just break down dirt much faster than pH-neutral products. And so we use these alkaline products to break down dirt really fast. On the opposite end of the scale, we've got another product behind us as well called DMS. I'm not going to feature too much about DMS today, but the opposite end of the scale is trying to revive ceramic coatings, remove minerals, those kind of things. So that's the pH system. It is logarithmic, so it doesn't really kind of always work out like that, but there is a kind of a graph and a kind of a science behind it. So some of the things I've been watching when it comes to American-based content is understanding the garage therapy system. And it is a system. There is a lot of products that work in unity. And it's a very popular product over in the UK right now with a lot of professional detailers and very high-end detailers. And if you want to do a bit more of a deep dive on the garage therapy products, go and join us on our podcast where you can go and have a look at the Garage Therapy YouTube channel, which is called the Garage Therapy channel. Go and have a look at that. There's a lot more deep dive about how garage therapy came about, what products we use, how we use them, dilution ratios, lots of myth busting, so you can go and check some more stuff out. But if you're just new to the game and you just want to buy something that's going to help you detail your car, I think this product behind me is going to be one of those little game changers for you. So let's talk about some of the things we're going to go through in a little breakdown with Garage Therapy Decon Shampoo. So I'm going to read a little bit about it for you off the bottle just to refresh my memory. So if you're just new to the game, always when it comes to products, make sure you always shake well before use. What happens is sometimes it can be sat on a shelf for too long, and these kind of where the formulations are, they kind of separate after a while. So giving them a good shake is going to mix everything together and maybe bring the better product to the surface, so you're not going to end up with a weaker or stronger sort of dilution ratio when you're going to be mixing it up. So shaking a bottle really well really helps across the board when it comes to detailing products. So when you're using these products, there's a great little tip for this, which is why this is going to really give you some process accelerating. That's a little hidden joke behind the scenes. Process accelerating. This product can be used really well in a snow foam cannon. It can be used in your wash bucket, and it can also be used in a spray bottle. So you've got 3 great different ways of applying this product to the surface, which is going to help you break down that dirt a lot faster. When it comes to using it in a bucket, you can use 50 ml of product to a 4 to 5 litre gallon of water, which is around 15 to 20 litres in your bucket, which most people have got a bucket. You'll understand what that means. 50 ml for a deep cleanse or wash, or 65 ml for a very strong decon wash on heavily soiled vehicles. So if you've got a vehicle that's been left under trees, that hasn't been washed for a long time, it's a kind of a disaster detail, then 65 mils, so only an extra 15 mil in your bucket. That's going to really help for your wash process to break down and break down sort of algae around doors and windows, those kind of areas. Great on door shuts, great on little water runoff areas. It's going to be very good. You can use a detailing brush. This is really key. Pre-rinse the car to remove any loose dirt. Now, in certain situations, you can apply this onto the vehicle without pre-washing, but breaking down any sort of dirt, when we're talking about pre-washing, we're actually talking about removing caked on dirt that's going to be hard for the product to penetrate through before you actually use the product. And so you're going to need this On a lightly soiled car, it's going to be absolutely fine. But on a car that's got mud splattered all over the side, looks like it's been driven around a farm, give your car a little bit of a pre-wash, rinse the car off completely. That's really going to help you. Always wash the car out of direct sunlight. So as we are out here tonight, we've got very, very low temperatures. It's very humid and sticky tonight in the UK, but luckily enough, this time of night is a great time. The sun's just setting. It's really cool. It's a beautiful time of day to just basically get that car washed and try and wash it as fast as possible so you've got a nice little thing to do. Washing the vehicle out of direct sunlight, start from the top and work your way down the vehicle. Do not apply it onto hot surfaces. Do not allow the product to dry on the surface. This applies not just to Garage Therapy Decon Shampoo. This applies to all Decon products or any detailing product. Sunlight or water in its purest form can do damage to a vehicle. So any product that you leave to dry out on a vehicle can potentially run the risk of having issues with this product on your vehicle, leaving it to dry. Now, in my experiences, I use spotless water and I use Garage Therapy products, and so far they have helped me and felt very safe and comfortable using these products. The next thing, always make sure when you're using a product like this that you rinse the product thoroughly off the panels. A good thorough rinse of making sure you're getting all the product out of certain areas is really, really key. Soap and residue will build up around bonnet shuts, door shuts, boot shuts, and also all little crevices and areas where water can sit for quite a long time. So you don't really want to cause any damage to the vehicle by leaving this to sit. And this is important why we encourage blow drying of a vehicle, making sure you can rinse the vehicle properly, so that we can get all that product out of those areas as fast as we possibly can, so that we can not have any issues down the line of residue and any unwanted mess that comes up later on in your car's life. For best results, this is key. This is a question I get quite a lot, by the way, before I jump in on it. For best results, for old wax and sealant removal, use a dilution ratio of 50 ml product to 400 ml of warm water in a foam lance bottle. 50 ml to 400 ml of water, right, with warm water. Now, a lot of the questions are, will this strip my brand new wax that's on my vehicle? No. This is for products that are just about to, they're hanging on, a little bit of degradation. This isn't a sledgehammer in that sense when you're using it in this sense, in this scenario, when it's going to be removing stuff. It will help break down dirt matter. It will help break down certain things, but it's not going to be a huge sledgehammer. It's just for products that are just dying off, that are going to be ready to be rinsed off, a bit like a sealant or something like that that's just hanging on. It really isn't going to do your paintwork any damage or your protection any damage, so don't worry. A little bit of behind the scenes knowledge is, when Garage Therapy first brought out their products, they brought out Decon Shampoo, and they were going to be happy enough to use this as a general all-round maintenance product plus Decon product. It was going to do everything because they were so assured about this product, that it was so sexy that literally it could do everything. And so the problem with that is that whenever you write something on a label that says Decon Shampoo, all of a sudden the fear comes into the detailer, and they always, or the consumer or anybody reading it, take everything so literally that it's going to be an absolute mentalist, and so they think that it's going to do everything. And it unfortunately, it's great. It's a great and amazing product that can do so many things at so many different dilution ratios. But have no fear, it won't break down stuff. And I would always recommend, if you are cautious about it, then use a product like car shampoo, which is pH neutral. And if you want a little bit of an inside knowledge, then check out the colours. This is bright purple. So bright purple on the pH scale is around 14. This is in its neat form pH 14, but when mixed with water, that pH scale is going to dilute, obviously, and vice versa. Green car shampoo is pH neutral, and DMS behind me, you can see on the side, which is red, is in that acidic around 4 to 5. So these are the kind of things that obviously are quite important when it comes to you as the new car washer, you who maintain your vehicle at home, that are a little bit anxious, a little bit paranoid about all this terminology and methodology. And so that's why this video is really, really important to get this across to you, that you're not going to be in any damage of doing any damage to anything. Mix thoroughly in the foam lance bottle and spray onto a car at a high foaming setting. So on your top of your snow foam lance, which you've got one here, you've got a little actuator on the top, which works really, really well. You can turn it up, turn it down. Use it on the high foam setting. What I would always say to you is, when you're working in these scenarios, when you're using this product like a snow foam cannon, the MJJC Lance isn't your go-to garage therapy equipment that you want. As much as it's cheap, as much as it's cheerful, as much as it does great suds, it's not one of those products that you're going to want to use when you're using the garage therapy products. A lot of the testing, a lot of the products maintenance, a lot of the best results were based on this bad boy here, the MTN 22.2. Great product. It is such a consistent tool to use in this system, and I've seen so many YouTubers, detailers, enthusiasts, weekend warriors using insufficient snow foam cannons when working with the garage therapy products and getting adverse results. So this machine, this little buddy right here, is going to help you out in the long run. Using warm water is a really key component when it comes to mixing Decon shampoo, because warm water is a really good breakdown of everything. You know how warm water works with dishes, with everything you use, the dishwashers, your washing machines, everything's warm. So if you want to get this product to work as most efficiently for best results, then adding warm water to this is going to be a game changer. And so 400 mils of warm water in your snow foam cannon. Watch how good the suds are. I've done many, many tests when I've used kettles, I've used hot water. I've taken it to the absolute strength to show that there's no damage going to happen when you're using it in that situation. And obviously, remember, if you are lucky to have a pressure washer that is heated, you're going to be really, really impressed with one of these products. And so if you have got a pressure washer, normally cold water's coming through, and so it's going to sort of taper off anyway. So don't stress, but you are going to get good results. Make sure you mix this product thoroughly. Remember, when you're mixing products all the time, make sure that you're going to be mixing it. So I always use a good little stirrer to sort of mix the product in the snow foam cannon better. Just lobbing shampoo into snow foam cannons, what happens is that you'll see it is a gel, and unfortunately with gels, they just don't sit well with water sometimes. Even though Decon shampoo is actually a very lubricated and liquidy kind of product that you go, it's not as thick and as gel-like as car shampoo. Always just mix the product up. You're going to get a better consistency, and it's just these little details that are going to help you maximize the efficiency of this detail on this product when you're using it on your vehicle. As we said before, rinsing off thoroughly. Once you've gone through this process of snow foam in the vehicle or breaking down as a pre-wash, you can then make sure you're always rinsing this off thoroughly. Surfactants can sit on panels for quite a long time. I won't give you the exact number because I don't actually know, but someone in the comment section will probably write that down right now. Tell me if you know how long surfactants can actually stay on a panel for. I know it's quite a long time, so rinsing thoroughly. And that's where the contact wash is really, really key to these processes. The next part about it is when you're the features and specifications of garage therapy. It's a very premium quality product for its price. The strong alkaline and pH balance helps to strip and strength old waxes and sealants. It's very highly lubricating, and it's got a really good foaming action, which is why it's good as a snow foam. Free rinsing, no residue formulation, and it's very highly concentrated. So let's delve a little bit deeper into the concentrations, because I think this is the key that you'll really want to talk about. I can see the comments coming up on the screen. I appreciate your comments. I will get to you at the end of the video, so please stick around, because I will be able to do a little Q&A at the end where you guys can ask me questions, and I can hopefully give you a bit more insight, because I'm really, really important that I want to get back to you with your questions and answers. So, as we discussed, 50 mil in your bucket for just a kind of a lightly soiled vehicle, 65 mils in your bucket for a really heavily soiled vehicle, which is a really good return on your investment. If you think in the UK, the price of Decon shampoo for 500 mils is around £11. 1 litre is £18, and 5 litres is around 40 quid. It's about 38.95, something like that. All that knowledge and descriptions are all going to be down in the description for you. And if you want to use the code OIOI10 and you're in the UK, you're going to get 10% off at Clean and Shiny right now using my code. So I hope that helps, and I don't get any kickback on that at all. That's for you guys to use, not for me to get any profit on it. So one of the other things is, when it comes to using the product, we want to talk about the different systems, the different setups. So we've talked about the snow foam cannon. We've talked about spraying this on a panel as a pre-wash at a 1 to 10. Let me give you the dilution ratios right now for a spray scenario. So dilution guide for a pump or trigger sprayer. You can use this for light soiling at 1 to 75. So 1 to 75, that's an unbelievable return. So for a 500ml product, if you're going to use this as a pre-wash, that's 1 to 75. So your £11 product is now turned into 75, it's got half that, 37 something and a half litres at 75 to 1. That is an unbelievable return on investment. That's one of the reasons why you're seeing a lot of the professional detailers in the UK right now using garage therapy products. This is one of the things that gets thrown at garage therapy all the time, that they're a really expensive brand. And when you actually look at the brands across the board and how much they charge per litre, everybody's in around the same ballpark now. There's not a lot of differentiation between the prices. So if you thought you couldn't afford to buy garage therapy products, 1 to 75 as a light soiling on a vehicle for pre-washing is an unbelievable return on your investment. It's insane. So the other one, for medium soiling, we're talking at 1 to 30, and for heavy soiling, we're 1 to 10. It's very rare do I actually have to use it at 1 to 10. Most of the time I'm going to be using Garage Therapy Decon Shampoo at 1 to 10 is going to be on an engine bay. When I'm detailing an engine bay, there's going to be really heavy grease, the dirt. We're going to be talking about door shuts, we're going to be talking about wheel wells, we're going to be talking about all the little areas where the highest dirt lives, basically, on the vehicle. Between 1 to 4, 1 to 10. You can use it as strong as 1 to 4. I wouldn't recommend it because you're just melting product away. I would definitely say you could probably use other surfactants in there, like citrus is quite good at a stronger ratio to work on those areas. But if you are using Decon Shampoo and you want to use it, phenomenal. And so, like I said, we can use it in the bucket, we can use it in the snow foam cannon, we can also use it in our pump sprayers. And so that's, when you think about that, you've now got one product that can do it all. And so as much as people are really sort of frustrated and stressed or unsure about using one product for everything on a vehicle, for a lot of people that's a necessary evil. That's a really important process, because some people just really have really beautiful cars, but they're not really understanding about the science, the dilution ratios, everything else. And so having a product that can do it all is going to save you quite a lot of money, and that's quite important to a lot of people when it comes to They want to trust the product that's safe, but they also want to, don't want to spend a lot of money on having every single detailing product. And we know there is a product for every area in detailing. And so there is this dispute in the market when it comes to YouTubers and creators about, I don't trust the product does it all, I don't trust the product does this, doesn't do that. Listen, let me just tell you straight down the camera. Professional detailers of the highest order working on £1 million vehicles in the UK are using this product. Just like Tiger Woods uses Nike, just like everyone, all these professionals that use certain brands, trust me when I tell you this, the professionals are using it full time. They're not using products that come in 50 litre, like 25 litre drums. They are quite happy with using 5 litre and these kind of like products because they spread so far. So don't take it from me, take it from the people that use these products every single day and are part of the GT network that we discuss these products all the time. And so one of the processes you can do when you're working with Decon Shampoo is you can use this on your wheels as well. You can even put this in your wheel bucket. Whilst Garage Therapy have got wheel shampoo, they've got citrus, they've got fantastic other products. If you are someone who's looking to just have one product that does it all, this can be used on your wheels as well. You can use this in your bucket, you can have it use your wheels bucket. And so for sometimes when I'm going to certain customers' houses, all I really need when I'm actually working is I take Decon Shampoo with me, I take myself a glass cleaner, and I take myself the tyre dressing. I take tyre serum, because it's just such an easy way of having to carry so many bottles, especially if I know the vehicle, and especially if it's a vehicle with those kind of maintenance processes. It's just so much faster. It's just an all-round product that does it really well. And so while it packs a punch and it does a really good job, please understand dilution ratios and understand how it works. You can make it work for you. And if you study one product enough, And this moves on to my next process is if you study a product enough, you'll start to learn what its limitations are and what its strengths are. If you've seen the video that I put on my YouTube channel on the last live I did about Decon shampoo, it was actually about using it at 300 to 1 in a foaming pump sprayer, which is absolutely fantastic. And so as much as that is a very high ratio, 300 to 1, and it's very, very light, that's more geared up for someone who washes their car all the time. So let's get into the processes. So how would you use it? First of all, we want to use it on the wheels. You can use it on the degreased tyres. You can use it in conjunction with with wheel shampoo, meaning you can use wheel shampoo in your bucket, and you can use Decon shampoo at around 1 to 10 to do the tyres. You can then go on to use it on a pre-wash, where you spray over the vehicle. You can spray all over the vehicle, leave it to dwell for 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the conditions you're in and depending on the soiling. Rinse that product up, and then you can move into a snow foam cannon. Pop that in there. You can do it at 50 to 400 mils, or you can do what I do, and I use 50 mils to 900 mils of water, which is still a great little dilution ratio for a maintenance. So you're just halving it again. That will foam up still really, really well. And if you want to tweak it, and I'll let you tweak it, you can use it in that setting in the MJJC, because you're just going to get that little bit more thickness. And while I always said in the beginning of the video, the 22.2 is more efficient, sometimes in certain settings when you need the product to dwell for a bit longer because you want the foam to be thicker, especially in direct sun, if you're having to work in direct sunlight when you don't want to, thicker foam is going to dwell for a lot longer before it deactivates into like a liquid. So sometimes you can thicken that foam up if you're using a stronger dilution ratio. Then you're moving on to the contact wash. 50 mils in your bucket, 60 mils, 65 mils for a really dirty surface. You can, these are on bottle recommendations, but just remember, you can mix this up depending on how you feel. This product is very, very lubricated and a fantastic product at different dilution ratios. So please enjoy the product, play with it, have a little bit of fun with it. And so using it for tyres, we're using it for wheels, we're using it for body, we're using it for snow foaming, we're using it for pre-washing, we're using it for everything. This product can do everything. And whilst we don't always need to hit things with a hammer at the right ratios and with the right chemistry, you can get things very dialed in very, very quickly. But it just takes time. And that's one of the issues I have when it comes to the products, and why I started this journey with Garage Therapy, because I saw so many claims like this around the products from other YouTubers. I thought they were talking absolute waffle, and I wanted to get to the bottom of it because I'm someone who likes the truth, and everyone was regurgitating the same thing over and over again. And one of the funny things I saw in quite a lot of videos was people using Decon shampoo to strip, like do wax testing, like A to B wax testing against one versus the other, and they're having to do like, thinking that Decon shampoo was going to strip it off with one thing. And you see like time lapses of them doing it like 5, 6, 7, 8 times at high ratios to strip the wax off. Look, it will break down dirt. It's an alkaline based product, but it's not gonna just hammer stuff off. If you use it in its neat form, it would be pretty deadly. But like, just rest assured, it's a great product for doing all these things. And it has got a sister. And I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a thing on this. These two products here are just fantastic. They work brilliantly together. You've got DMS and you've got Garage Therapy Decon shampoo. And so if you've got a ceramic coated vehicle, these two partnered up are absolutely amazing. If you are into deconning cars like me and you love doing the real processes and you really enjoy the therapy, DMS is a fantastic product to finish off your decon process. And so for me, just to give you a little tip of my decon process, it's really simple. Citrus pre-wash, moving into the snow foam, Garage Therapy snow foam, depending on what I'm doing when it comes to deconning. Obviously, it depends how fast I'm going, but let me start that again. Decon shampoo to strip off to use as a pre-wash. Going through the snow foam with Decon shampoo, moving into the process where we're going to do a contact wash. Then we're going into the iron fallout. Then we're going to go into tar and glue. Then we're going to go into WSR, which is water spot remover. And then we're going to use, obviously, a clay bar to remove any surfaces. But what I love to use is DMS works fantastically well as a clay lube. I absolutely love it. I think it's just a great clay lube product to use. It's so slick. It's beautiful. And it will really, really help you when it comes to clay barring. And you can sort of almost kill, like I said, we talk about this process accelerating. You'll be able to use this to wash away any chemicals and clay bar at the same time. And obviously you can then snow foam the vehicle with DMS as well, which makes like so much life a lot easier, and that will also remove any of the chemicals and just help break down anything else that's left on the vehicle when it comes to water spotting. When you've got minerals in paint, you're going to have some real issues when it comes to machine polishing vehicles. And if you're going to be subscribing to the Jonny Shiell Detailing YouTube channel, we have got a ton of machine polishing content coming for you, which is going to be really exciting for you to get your car looking show ready this summer. So all these products, all in conjunction with each other, really work together. And so if you're someone who likes everything in its little place, you like wheel shampoo, you like a snow foam, you like glass cleaners, you like everything in your own little place, you're really part of the garage therapy system, then you can buy everything else. But if you're a beginner, if you're starting a business, I'm telling you now, you can quite easily start a business off garage therapy rinseless, garage therapy Decon shampoo, garage therapy glass cleaner, and garage therapy tire serum, and you will do really, really successful. So I'd love to know if there's any questions. There's a lot of people watching now. And so let's bring up the comments on the comment section, and I want to answer any questions you've got, because let's find out what's going on. I really like your outdoor detailing space. Let's rewind. Not sure I understood. Can you clarify? Did you mean 65 mil per 15 litres or 5? Let me just check that. Not sure I understood. Can you clarify? Did you mean 65? Okay. So 65 millilitres per 4 to 5 gallons, right? So there's a rough area there, because that's obviously an American term, 4 to 5 gallons. Most of our buckets hold here around 20 litres, and so 65 mil works really, really well. 50 mil for a sort of that's for 65 mil for a really heavily dirty soiled, absolute disaster detail, basically. Anything else after that is going to be pretty fine. So 50 mil between that sort of ratio. But just remember, you have to sort of gauge it. There's a lot of stuff that you can gauge that with as well. And so obviously, I'm not going to try and make it too complicated for you, but just always, if you're in a certain situation, why not try a test panel? Try a test area first to see if anything's working how you want to do it. If you're really always test your products on the inconspicuous areas first. So let's have a look. What else we got? I was thinking of using Jenny Chem Maximus foam, follow my DMS as a decon to strip aging, but still active LSP, so that can try different LSP. That looks like GT. Okay, yeah. I don't know about Jenny Chem Maximus personally. I've got to be honest, I'm a bit of a detailing snob, Andrew. I'm sorry about that. I tend to only use the best products I can possibly find. I've been in a situation back in the day where I literally, throughout my life, I've bought cheap and paid twice. So one of the things we'll talk about when it comes to sort of trying to find products out there that are going to be cheap, efficient. Whenever you get into that market, what happens is there's a lot of different chemistry and makeup in that, and so you could end up doing certain damage. I've seen a lot of products on the market that I can't obviously talk about right now that obviously have certain products in them that can do some serious damage. And so as a professional detailer, the safety of the vehicle at all times is something that I'm always concerned about. And so that's one of the things that's really helped me using spotless water, using these surfactants on the paintwork, is that it's really helped me feel a lot safer. And if there's anything that dries out the vehicle, I feel like I've got a little bit of safety with it, like a little bit of safety. Like, you don't want to be obviously testing this theory, but I just feel like they wash away quite easily. There's no long-term servicing damage. So I don't know anything about these products. Hello from Details of Me. Really like your outdoor detailing space. Thank you very much. Just popping by and say hello. Hello, Christy. Hello, Humberto. So, okay. Any more questions before I go? So we're going to be doing some more live content. This is important to me because I love the live content. I love talking to you guys. I love myth busting. I think for me, live content helps me engage with you more. Obviously, I hope you guys like my actual fully edited videos. I really appreciate you. There's a ton of machine polishing playlist stuff that you can go and binge on after this video if you want, if you're interested in that. I really want to get a bit more feedback from you guys as well. I want to find out exactly what you're thinking about, what your struggles are with your detailing, what you need help on. We will be going deeper and deeper and deeper into the garage therapy stuff. Like I said, if you haven't listened to the podcast yet, there's 3 absolute banging episodes. My personal favourite is the last one, which is citrus. But you're going to want to go and watch the other two first because they're absolute bangers as well. But it's our third episode. We're right into it. And I think what we've done is with the citrus episode, it's really gone into so much detail. Like it's an hour long, but there's a lot of detail on it. You can watch it on the Garage Furby channel. But we myth bust. We talk about all sorts of things about how to use citrus. And I think it will clear up a lot of information that probably, or misinformation that's out there. And obviously, look, social media is great. It's great that we can all play with social media, do certain content, but sometimes my frustration is always chasing down the truth. While we're on here as well, I want to say, me and Christy from Details of Me are going to be doing a little podcast soon. She's invited me on a podcast to talk about me, which is very strange because I normally do other podcasts. So if you're interested in that, with that will be coming out very soon. Right, that's been Garage Furby Decon Shampoo. Really, really appreciate it. In a minute, I'm going to be doing a little wash on this vehicle. So if you want to come back later and see that video, that'd be great. I have got a video coming out tomorrow night as well on Garage Furby GT Trim. That's a new water-based dressing that's going to restore your faded plastics. And a lot of questions around that I've already answered that on my YouTube channel as well. That was the last live video we did last week on the launch of GT Trim. Listen, guys, I appreciate you. My channel is absolutely exploding right now with subscribers. I'm really, really appreciating all the stuff you're doing for me right now. So if you would, please give me a little subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Appreciate that. Lots of detailing content. Any questions you want, please. I'm not going to call it the comment section anymore because it's not about comments. I don't need comments. I want discussions. So under the video, if you want to have a discussion about the GT products or anything you want to feature on the channel, and if you want me to personally answer any questions about anything detailing related, machine polishing, washing, pre-washing, anything you want, please, let's have a little chat underneath the video. I'm happy to just sit there and help, and I can help you as much as I possibly can because honestly, absolutely love helping people. I had another question about snow foam cannons above. Oh, okay, let's go for it then. Let's just get that before we go. Let me have a look. By the way, I've only got a snow foam cannon up to £25 in cost. Force, dancing ball, witness. I've never had the instructions to avoid certain model. I don't have 60 quid to buy a Pacific snow foam lance. Okay. My answer to that one is, Andrew, is leave it down in the comment section, Andrew, under this video, and I will get back to you on that one so I can give you a much more detailed version of that so we can actually have a proper conversation on that. I appreciate that. Sorry, but I can't answer it right now, but I need to have a think about that one. What's trim like one-to-one on tyres? Cheers, from Kurt Ashton. It's bloody awesome, mate. It's really good. Look, just before, like, this is a GT Decon video, but we're just going to answer those questions just quickly. So if anyone wants to switch off now, feel free to switch off. But we can talk about those little questions. Or any products you want to talk about, just hit me up right now. Let's get it out in the open. Because there are still 9 people watching, so I appreciate you. GT Trim is a water-based product, and so while Garage Therapy's tyre serum, you can dilute it to 1-to-1, but why would you? And also you've got Dash Serum as well. I've got a great video coming out on Dash Serum, which is going to blow your minds, by the way, blow your minds. GT Trim is really good on tyres. I just think sometimes it's nice to have options of different finishes. The two similarities between Dash Serum and GT Trim that we're finding out at the moment is actually how well it actually does absorb and cross-link with the paint, with the plastics. The biggest problem you've got in the detail industry and across all automotive across the world is there's so many different types of plastics out there. So you can make one product for one type of plastic, but it then doesn't work on another type of plastic. One of the conversations we've just had recently about this product in the community is about how it works on really white faded trim, and so it doesn't seem to it soaks into the product, and so you have to do more layering for this to start darkening. But give it 24 hours and it will dark really, really well. But answering your question, the long way around the house, is using it on the tyres at 1-to-4, you're going to be absolutely fine. And do you know what I love? The fact that it's such a liquid-based product. It goes miles. 1-to-4, 1-to-10, 1-to-20. It's a double. Like I said, 1-to-4 is brilliant. Like I said, if you want to use it at 1-to-1 on tyres, go for your life because it'll be great. But you will notice that on 1-to-20 on the interior plastics, even when I did my door card, and I shot some B-roll 2 weeks ago, it's still lasting really, really well. It's phenomenal. I've actually underdone the video, to be honest with you, because when you watch my YouTube channel, what you'll find is I'm always the last one to come out with the videos because I do more testing. I do a lot more real world testing with stuff. So I have to make sure that I use something enough. That's something that I struggle passionately with YouTubers making content, is that since the product's been launched in America, what I've noticed in America is that the reviewers tend to take a range of products. They'll review each product in a video just very quickly, and they'll give it a yes or a no, and then it's sort of sold and passed on to the next YouTuber. I want to just say that it's taken me 3 years from the start of this process to prove all the YouTubers wrong that garage therapy was crap. And I'm now doing garage therapy content, repeating the same stuff that they was getting frustrated they were repeating about, because I found there was layers and layers and layers and systems in place when it came to this product that just blew my mind. And so I was the one trying to expose them in the fact that they were sort of like the content creators were just regurgitating stuff that Maz told them, and I just thought it might have been a little bit of regurgitated nonsense. I call them Mazgasms. That's what we call them. We call them a little cheeky Mazgasms, or Maz AI, as I like to call him now. But now, what's happened is in that relationship of trying to not expose garage therapy, it was more challenging. That's the wrong word. Challenging garage therapy. Are they the best we've got in the UK right now? Do they live up to those standards? And I have to say, 3 years later, they really have. And like I said, I use them all the time. And do you know what? It's really nice. Is that actually, what's really nice about it is that I love reviewing products. I love testing products. I love challenging products. I love helping brands with their products. What's really happened is actually been really reassuring in the fact that I can now sit with one brand in my business that I can use constantly, that I know I can trust. And it's still fun. It's still fun. I'm still finding these layers, you know. I think what people don't realize about garage therapy is they're just two men that own it. Just two guys who've set up this product company. And so I think when people are trying to understand how, I think the compliment you can pay them is that they're in the same bracket as Geon, G-Technic. They're fighting in the same markets of multi-global product companies, and they're fighting the same markets, and even turning the wheel. Like when wheel shampoo first came out, like people weren't really like using it. It was like all the wheel shampoos that were on the market weren't really quite fit for purpose. They were kind of in the market but not in the market. Now product companies are having to rethink their processes, having to rethink how they're doing things, because they've kind of been a disruptor in the industry of saying, look, this is the system we were trying to create. This was our way I wanted to do the detail. We wanted to really work on how we operate with high performance vehicles, Ferraris, Porsches. We think the products could do a lot better. They've gone through a completely different route. They've gone through completely different chemistry. They've tested and changed all the identities of products have changed. That people are sort of starting to create Decon Shampoo products. They're starting to create other products, and even using the technology and terminology because of the way that garage therapy have changed the information on the market and formulated their products to help people. And so wheel shampoos, Decon shampoos, even with deconning vehicles, how many YouTube videos have you seen that people don't even use water spot removers to decon with? They just literally do the old videos were just literally iron fallout, tar and glue, quick clay bar onto the vehicle. Whereas now we know with really specific paint systems and older cars that have been water spotted and washed with hard water over and over again. If you machine polish them and take them through a sunrise cycle, basically where the car goes out in the sun, cools down, sun cools down, those minerals get deeper and deeper and deeper in the vehicle. And so that's the reason why PPF now is absolutely exploding. But that's a different conversation. Water spot removers, demineralizing shampoos, all these kind of things are really, really key now to a detailer's arsenal. And again, as I'm from the hairdressing industry, the product business in that business exploded from 1990 all the way up to now. The amount of the beauty industry is actually huge, and I see the detailing sector going the same way. And so while these products like garage therapy, these companies like garage therapy are really pushing forward and forward and forward when it comes to innovation, ideas, systems, everything else, it's just us, the consumer, that's really benefit from this, because the art, it's like an arms race when it comes to finding the best product. And so we're in a really, really exciting time right now for people to, for us as consumers, to buy better products, and these brands dueling it out, like Built Hamber, Garage Therapy, G Technic, Geon, are all, you know, Labo Cosmetica. What a fantastic brand that is as well. Like, I haven't used any of their products, but you know within the industry that these products are sitting well with detailers, and as we all talk to each other in the chats and have, you know, sort of like, we play trumps with each other. Have you tried you know, Labo Cosmetica water spot remover? Have you tried this? Have you tried that? You know, we're all very proud and tribal of our brands and what we use and how we use it. And so all I can give you the information on is the products I use in my business. And hopefully all I can give you the information on is the stuff that I tell you on my YouTube channel is what I'm using every day in my business. You won't find me in this business selling you something that I don't use, and then next minute, or selling you something I'm using right now, and then the next minute selling you something. My channel is all going to be about helping other detailers and helping you guys with better routines, better methods, and more how-to videos. I'm more geared up for how-to than I am products, because as a hairdresser for 30 years, the better analogy of this is going to make it even simple. That was a long-winded version, but the better analogy is, if you gave Tiger Woods a wooden golf club, give him about 5-10 swings, he'd swing it perfectly. Give him a Nike golf club, within about one swing, he'd probably have it nailed. Those products that he uses, he's just so talented that his approach to the game is so good that he can do anything with anything. And whilst products are fantastic to use, it's a bit like losing weight. You can't cheat a good diet, and you can't outrun a bad diet, because it's one of those things where learning how to detail and invest in yourself and understanding the knowledge, sorry about the plane, is more key to successful detailing and safer methods than whether you're using the best chemicals or the worst chemicals. Give me the most weakest chemicals to use, and I'll still make them work in my business. But it'll just slow me down. But I will be able to use them. And so I feel that how-to content is going to be a really key part of our relationship moving forward on YouTube. Listen, guys, 42 minutes. I'm so sorry. Thank you for those people that have watched for this whole time. I hope this is hopefully useful. If you'd like to see more content like this, probably a bit more shorter, I'll obviously be doing some more published content, more easier, faster, more punchier content that you can watch. That's going to be a lot more geared up around the comments. But let me know down in the comment section. Use the discussion group down below, not the comments. Use the discussion group to have a chat with me and engage with me, because I love to engage with you about these topics. If there's things that you need and you want to help me for, reach out. I love to help people. Unfortunately, helping people is a big weakness of mine, because I can't stop. Sometimes it becomes too much of a thing that I stop doing what I'm doing to help other people. So you're in the right area when it comes to helping you out. If I don't know the answer, I'll search the answer, I'll research the answer, but I won't ever give you false information. So thank you, guys. Appreciate you. Use code OIOI10 at Clean and Shiny. You're going to get 10% off Garage Therapy products right now. You're also going to be able to use OIOI10 to get 10% off the whole entire store. I've been nagging John for ages to help my audience, and so that helps me out. You can also use a lot of the links in my description have got links to other products that I'm affiliated with. That means an affiliation means I do get kickbacks on them, but again, they're products I use in my business, and so they're also products that it's not going to affect the price. So when you buy something, you get a kickback, I get a kickback, and you get a good product at the same time. So if there's anything else on my channel that you're interested in, feel free to go and look through the tools and equipment, because there's tons of stuff, tornadoes, all sorts of stuff. We've also got a really cool video coming out as well very soon on room mats. And so while I'm nearly just hitting 1,300 subscribers, I'm not even monetized yet. Jesus Christ, what's going on, Johnny? It's because I enjoy making content. I enjoy making good content. And so I take my time. Anyway, muchos gracias. That's been Garage Therapy Decon Shampoo. More content coming on this. Then more live videos. Let me know down in the discussion group underneath the video. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care.